my experience, unique scenes of rugby of any kind, in a mixture of extremes of weather. Nor was it all plain sailing early on for the seeded teams. Germany certainly had a surprise in store for Argentina.
Taken by Garcia Seaman, Entenmann chases it, Entenmann kicks ahead, it's being chased now by Schmiedeberg, who gets to the line and scores, and that levels the match, and what a start to the second half for Germany.
And 4-4 is how it remained until near the end.
The ball smuggled, picked up by Argentina. Oh, and a tremendous break by Argentina, and that from deep defense is suddenly Mason is on the attack and is going to score.
The Germans were then grounded by the soaring eagles of the USA.
USA! USA! USA!
Germany win it, court round the blind side, straight into Scott Stevens and Brewington. Out the ball pops on the American Eagles side. Diakovic sends a lovely reverse pass out to Dean. It's Dean v. Himmer, and this time Dean's got the first advantage inside to it now.
But despite that USA triumph, it was Argentina who were the group qualifiers. Seeded Canada, still basking in World Cup 15-a-side glories, found themselves grouped with Korea and Thailand. Thailand, no problem, but the contest with Korea produced the tie of the day.
A great break, a great counter-attack by Yun Ki Kim for Korea. There's the Ian Birtwell, the Canadian coach under the umbrella, the man who masterminded Canada's progress to the quarter-final of the World Cup at 15-a-side rugby. Oh, and poor Ennis knocks on again, and there's another breakaway, and that's the two breakaways. It's the hooker who's running the whole length there. That's tremendous. Cho scores. Korea could score now. I don't think there's any way that Canada could get back. But it's one against the head. Will they kick and chase? No, they're going to run and chase. Oh, the pass there. Was it forward? No, says the referee. But very difficult to control it, and it isn't. And out it comes to Sung. Sung is going to score. Now's the time that Canada want the ball. They get it. McKinnon out. There's an overlap. If they use it, they have. And this will be a try for Loveday. In he goes, splashes in, literally dives in at the shallow end and scores. Back the ball comes to Gray, to Ennis. Ennis sells a dummy and drives in himself, and he slivers over the line. And really they want to take a drop kick quick conversion because there's only 30 seconds left and they need to score once more, Canada, if they're going to stay into the competition. But Glenn Ellis has given them a chance. Tynan's coming for the quick conversion. He takes it. It's over. It's 16-12. The referee, he looks at his watch, but he doesn't blow the whistle. There's a chance, and final chance as the ball comes out to Ennis. Can Canada save the situation? It's their last chance. Ennis, it went forward in the tackle. The whistle goes, it's all over, and Korea are through to the Cup quarter-finals.
Korea, the surprise package, making the Cup quarter-final rounds for the following day for the first time ever. So, at the close of play on that opening day, the top qualifiers from the 8 pools look like this. Fiji, champions of the last 2 years, France, Argentina, Australia, the Barbarians, Korea, Western Samoa and New Zealand. So to the first quarter-final. And even in atrocious conditions that greeted the start of the second day's play, the reigning champions were in devastating form.
Second half begins. Fiji in this totally waterlogged pitch at the Government Stadium in Hong Kong. Fiji 12 and France nil. A throwaway pass there has gone out to Christophe Delot, and trouble for the French team. Philippe Sella has put in a kick. Now, this has come right down to where Serevi, with uncanny anticipation, has fielded it. Serevi, a little pop kick. That is incredible skill. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Out to Rassari. I think we have to say your eyes have seen the glory there from that play by Serevi. He really is magical, and the Fijians are turning on a feast here. Vodalangi into Mandura, and away goes Rassari, trying to keep his big feet going. He needs a pair of water wings. No, he doesn't. That's the biggest wave we've seen. But the ball is very, very wet indeed. And now the French are trying to build up something here. Janacek trying to keep this going. Rassari gets back. Scooped it back on his own side. Picked up by Sebastian Diaz. And France are going to score. Diaz is going to stroll around like he was promenading down the Champs-Élysées. Trailing a few wires there behind him, or was that the bit of his jockey undershorts that come adrift in the wet weather? Oh, it's a bit of bandage off his thighs. With it now is Sami. 18 points to 6 at the moment. Serevi. Janacek coming after him, he's number 1. Fijians again, Vili. Vili number 7, Vili Raludi, into Serevi. You can see that a lot of the surface water is off that particular part there, and it's getting more muddy than it has been previously. It's going to be a nightmare. Who is going to supply clean shirts for the later matches? Number 8 carrying on is Filimoni Seru. Filimoni Seru chased by Philippe Sella. And it's a try for Fiji, 22 points to 6. Filimoni Seru, the 22-year-old.
In the second quarter-final, Australia, World Cup 15-a-side champions, found Argentina quite a handful before their handling skills reigned supreme.
So Argentina, desperate to get back into the contest. This is Maison. And some sections of the crowd starting to sing Waltzing Matilda. Horan, wrapped up nicely. Little now. Not a convincing start to the second half, but Australia out wide now and Flets. Horan, very fast man, Tim Horan. They won't catch him. He's the man who made that scything break from inside the 22 in the World Cup final against England at Twickenham. And can the Argentinians score a try here midway through this second half? Nesson. Herrera under the posts. Flett there first. But a suspicion there that number 5 Herrera almost got his finger around the body of John Flett to get first hands on it. It was certainly touch and go. Bernardo Ortano, the Argentinian manager and coach. Fairly solemn look from him, because the points are on the board for the Australians, 18 of them. Long pass out to Fennick. Irasaval across in cover. Willie Okahingawe. This is Jason Little, and he strides through. Some paper-thin defence. Little, momentum, try. The Argentinians have had very little possession. Abizul, stolen by Flett. I thought he lost the ball ahead. Wilson, caught by the bootlace. No.
Then it was the turn of Korea, in uncharted waters, metaphorically and literally. They found themselves up against former winners and last year's semi-finalists, the Barbarians, a composite side of Scottish, English, Welsh and South African stars. But the Korean Cavaliers remained undaunted. That's Jinsik Cho. That's one way of getting it away. Korea again. This time it's lovely running from Kyung-Yoo Kim. And inside is Yoon-Kook Lee. Korea take the lead. Andy Nicol, the 22-year-old, 4 times captain this year's championship. And we played a minute and a half. That's 5.5 to go. Wainwright, can he control it now? Wainwright still, it's some cruel blow. But the cover is by Andy Nicol. And the Barbarians have scored their first try. Korea never made this final rounds of the cup competition before. What a tremendous run they're having. Already ousting Canada. And they've chances here. Hai Kyung-sung with the tap ball to the speed man, Sung Chul Cho. But it's the switch. Do Wan Cho just short of the line. That was a forward pass. Trawling. Oh, a blatant forward pass. That's cruel. But the try's given. That's what counts. They've only 2 minutes to play out. And the place in the semi-final looks to be theirs, barring a miraculous turn of events. But it's Korea again. Korea still, the switch to Sung Chul Cho. Cho back to number 6, and that's Yoon-Kook Kim. And Kim knows that that's the glory moment. The triumph assured. The 7 minutes have gone. A final flourish by the Barbarians. Joubert inside. Wainwright can't hold it. The ball has only to go out of play or be a score for the Barbarians. And it'll be a try at the end. Ian Hunter with the consolation score, but that will not be sufficient. 16 points to 8. With the conversion will come the final whistle. Put over by Simon Davies, and Korea can now celebrate as they move worthily through. But without doubt the best tie of the round came last. The irrepressible Western Samoans, the crowd's favourite, against the determined and informed challengers in white, New Zealand's All Blacks.
The second half begins between Western Samoa and New Zealand in the Cup quarterfinals. The most atrocious conditions prevail. There was perhaps a case for a penalty there against Scott Pearce being attacked. But there's a breakaway by Ialupo, and it's not all over yet, as Andy Ialupo, like diving off the edge of a swimming pool, has scored a try which has shocked the New Zealanders just 20 seconds into the second half. We've seen some amazing television shots this afternoon from our very hard-working ATV crew here in Hong Kong. They've picked up some remarkable sporting images as Filippo Sa'ina's kick goes through. The ball game is tied up. Danny Kaliopa. Oh, he's given Junior Crown a break. Oh, what a hit by Paula Vale. I think the game was teetering on a knife edge right there. Paula Vale, the Fijian-born player, sends it on to Scott Pearce, and Pearce will go around behind the posts to put New Zealand back in the lead. But hold the phone, Mama, it's not all over yet. Pearce will wait here. He'll occupy time until the Samoans get back. He'll occupy time. He won't touch it down. He will not touch it down. He'll use up as many valuable seconds as he can, waiting for a Samoan play to get to him. Yeah, that's tactics. That's a bit of gamesmanship, certainly. New Zealand needs this kick from young Osmond, the 20-year-old, who's never been out of the sort of the medium-class New Zealand rugby, but has jumped into the world spotlight here. And he chips it through. He's as cool as a cucumber in the soggy conditions. And it's 18-12.
A pulsating last quarter-final, providing a semi-final lineup that looked like this. Fiji against Australia and Korea versus New Zealand. So a fascinating encounter in prospect then between the reigning champions of the last 2 years and 6-time winners of the Hong Kong Sevens, Fiji, against the 5-time winners, Australia, World Cup 15-a-side champions, bidding to win back the title they last won in 1988.
There's the kick out. Tim Kelleher takes it. The semi-final for the cup competition begins in atrocious conditions, and the first thing the Fijians do is get the ball out to Waisali Serevi. Now Darren Juni is back. He's number 6. He's picked up well. Players are back behind him. Jason Little. Remember, there are no scrums. You won't see any scrums in these games today. They've abandoned them for the day because of the difficulty of putting them down, and they were just sort of no hope of things. And they've abandoned them. Free kicks only. Tim Horan there. Willie O. A good tackle on Willie O at halfway. Away goes Kelleher now. And he may run in Anthony Eckert. Eckert back into Kelleher. And lovely hands, Australia. And rock the Fijians. The try's not given. Referee Lindsay McLaughlin from New Zealand was in perfect placement to see whether the pass was forward. He said it was. Serevi's got it. Watch out, because even in the mud, the feet of Serevi, they twinkle. Now the Fijians swing it wide. Here is Vonolangi. And Rasari is through the middle. The long legs of Misaki Rasari have put Fiji in front, when just seconds before it looked like Australia had taken the early lead. Back on Australia's side, Kelleher. Kelleher and Eckert were almost in for a try a moment ago. Wilson, David Wilson, Willie O, trouble. Serevi tries to stop the Tongan torpedo, but he can't. Because nobody can in World Rugby at the moment. And Big Willie O's in. It's 4-all. 4 minutes gone, first half. This man has got it right for today. This man, I tell you, he's got it right with the underwater equipment. Kelleher, number 2, goes down. It's a lottery. Sammy, Serevi, look out Australia. Serevi has done it again. This most marvellous rugby man from Fiji, the Wizard of Sevens, they call him. Serevi with this unbelievably casual kicking style. He'll do a little hop here and then just gently squeeze it over. And he's done that for 10 points to 4. Twice he's been player of the tournament here. 60 points in the tournament for Serevi. That says a lot. Now, they get it out this time to Vessi Rauluni. Vili Rauluni, his brother. You know, Serevi is also in that family, but he's their nephew, so he's got a couple of uncles playing here with him. And here he is. What a pass. Oh, beautiful play by Fiji again. Sakiasi Vonolangi, and that's the game breaker. Serevi, 16-4. Taken by Fiji, kicked away now by Samasoni. Serevi kicks it through. It's gone into the open pond. Kicked away by Rasari, the big man. He's hooped it again, the big man. He's got Serevi with him. Rasari shows his own twinkle. when Mesaki Rasari returns to the United Nations peacekeeping force in Lebanon, where he works, they will not simply believe the experiences he's had in sport this week in Hong Kong. Underneath it. Oh, Drysis in the mud. Oh, what a pickup by Vonolangi. The Fijians have gone crazy here. Samisoni, lovely play. Oh, and look at that for a one-handed pickup by Filimoni Seru. And this is sheer genius from the Fijians. 26-4. The try is scored by Filimoni. Serevi. This is a wider kick. Time has ticked past 7 minutes. Serevi chips. He is an amazing force in sevens rugby because wide out, that is an enormously difficult kick. It didn't make any difference. It went over, and the final score is Fiji 28, Australia 4. Kitayoti Vesakula's smile is wide. One more game between them and the championship. And they'll play either New Zealand or Korea.
Undiluted brilliance in seemingly impossible conditions. What a performance by Fiji. That left the second semi-final, and one of the unsung teams of the competition in amongst the big guns. Korea, conquerors of Canada and the Barbarians, facing up to the team that's contested every final since 1986. That's, of course, New Zealand. Referee Tony Spreadbury from England in charge of this second semi-final. Korea, first time in this cup competition. Emphatic winners over the Barbarians in the quarter-final against the side that everyone fears alongside Fiji, New Zealand, who've been runners-up the last two, and immediately it's New Zealand through Pat Lam. Pat Lam, the Western Samoan World Cup player in New Zealand colours. We're almost 2 minutes into the game. And all to play for. Two is Kunyuk Lee, but it's New Zealand away again from Pat Lam. Barley having difficulty holding it. Paula Barley, Canterbury and Fijian. Sung in trouble. And following up is Barley for the first score. Paula Barley, a member of New Zealand's runner-up side in 1990, has opened New Zealand's account. Again, the skills on the pickup. Scott Pearce, great experience in the sevens game, never in these conditions, I'm sure. And that's ominous, really. I think there's a slight moment of panic there by Korea, who I've sensed had time to pick it up and do something with it rather than concede the 5-metre free kick. To be taken then by big Scott Pearce, the 27-year-old. The drive by Pat Lam, trying to slip it off to right, but immense defence from Korea there. And a free kick for the defenders. No, it's gone the other way. In fact, it's Terry Wright. The chip through. Barley to chase. The luck of the bounce is his. And the try is given to New Zealand. Barley, his second score. And Barley with a perfectly placed kick through by Terry Wright. All it wanted was what he got. The bounce was kind. And Barley takes New Zealand 8 points clear with just a half minute of this first 7 to go. On the bench to the left, the great figure of Kel Tremaine, the manager of this New Zealand Sevens squad. Yoon-Koo Kim. Now the other Kim, Yoon Kai, and this is number 7, Sanchul Cho. The support is there from Yoon-Koo Kim, the crowd love it. The ball inside, but no try. It must have been knocked forward in the final pass that looked to be the first Korean score of this semi-final. Seymour, the link, knocked on by Wright. backwards that is, to his partner, which is Scott Pearce. He's got pace as Pearce, and he's going to take some catching now. Desperate effort by Kyun Wook Lee, but Pearce is home, and that means New Zealand are home to the final once again for the third time in a row. The hooter sounds, so Wright knows, as captain of this side, he's safe. The conversion from the touchline will be the last kick of the game. And it's some kick, and it's home. And New Zealand triumph, 14 points to 0. Korea outclassed in this one, but what a brave run they put up, disposing of Thailand, seeded Canada and the seeded Barbarians. But against New Zealand, there was one side at least that was too good for them. New Zealand triumph, 14 points to 0. And for the third year in a row, it's going to be Fiji versus New Zealand. And what a finale that will be. So the stage is set, the clash of the Titans for the third year in a row, as Fiji do their traditional Thimby dance, facing up to the New Zealand All Blacks. A great roar for Fiji. And now the riposte, the haka. It's the ultimate final. So New Zealand, with quite a large percentage of the side in the final last year, against the Fijian side, who know not of defeat. And Serevi straight away, who yet again has been one of the stars, the supporting part to Vessi Rauluni. It goes on now to Filimoni, back to Vali. And it's Fijian possession, starting at the pace they intend to continue. Serevi, the looping Vonolangi, he can stretch it out. On the wide outside is Rasari, and Rasari does it again. Round behind the post, try number one. Masake Rasari. Serevi, that casual little flick of the ball. And within a minute and a half of this 10 minutes each way final, it's Fiji 6 points to 0. Barley's come on to replace Terry Wright. At the front there, Masaki Rasari. Behind Sakiasai Vonolangi, it's Rasari, couldn't control that one, but it's well worked again. Serevi with the skills again. Anyone's ball, what a pickup that was, and the pass is to Rasari again. It's Rasari unstoppable. And so it's 10-0 with just less than 6 minutes played, 10 minutes each way. And that's Serevi, the little stab, adds the 2 points. Worries for the luckless Terry Wright. The manager alongside him was Kel Tremaine. And already New Zealand staring defeat in the face. A long way to go, though. 13 minutes of play remain, but it's Fijian possession again. The flick through was superb, and there's Rauluni again. And here's the overlap for Vali Rauluni. Filimoni on the wide outside. He'll slide in. Filimoni Seru with try number 3 after just 6 3/4 minutes. Fiji in control already, 16-0 ahead. Knocked back by Dallas Seymour as the hooter goes to say the first 10 minutes is up. And it's Fiji again. Serevi through. Now the switch. Vili, Rauluni, Serevi, that little skip, jump. It's all-encompassing. Vili, Serevi, and over the top goes Rush. And in fact, that's the final play of the first half as Fiji take command at 16-0. Vesikula, the coach, with words to maintain the flow, because this has been one-way traffic so far by Fiji. Pat Lam, knowing the size of the challenge that waits them. Les Peer then set to start the final 10 minutes of the 1992 Hong Kong Sevens. Sammy with the restart. Back goes Bali. Graham Basham, New Zealand scrum half in 15s. This is Seymour trying to look for support. Eric Rush, he's broken the thrall for once. Eric Rush still, can he stay on his feet? Serevi chasing. Rush is finally caught. Wonderful cover defence, but the pick up and try for Scott Pearce. What a brave effort. Brilliant play by one of the quickest flankers in world rugby, Eric Rush. Oh, it's a great kick. Glenn Osborne makes it only a 10-point margin. It's not all over yet. We've still got 4.5 minutes to go. So, Glenn Osborne. Oh yes, oh yes. Superb by Osborne, but where's the support? He's looking desperately for it. And it's Fiji back in possession via Veli Rauluni. And here's Rasari with that unmistakable gait. Look at that, just stepping out of the tackle, striding home for his hat-trick. This man is unreal. It is the try that must surely seal the triumph again. It's been a total team effort. Rasari rounding it off with his unbelievable skills, the 29-year-old. And it's Fiji, the dominant pass still, as Serevi just slots the extra 2 points. As Rasari leaves the field, on comes the number 4, Stonir Nandura. We're into the last half minute. It's 22-6. Fiji look home and hosed they'll need to be after this lot. There's the replacement, Nandura. Nandura again, it's thrown loose. Eluding Ali. We're into the last seconds. Off goes Barley with perhaps a consolation score. Barley trying to find Rush. It's Eric Rush now. New Zealand with the throw out from Pearce. Osborne on the wide outside. Oh, he's a clever runner, but look at the defence. The total effort of Fiji here. Again, covering every opportunity. Nandura on the breakout. Knows the final hooter's gone. The ball is in touch. That's the final play, and it's Fiji just sensational again. The world champions of sevens. Will anyone ever beat them as they take the title for the 3rd year in a row? 22 points to 6. New Zealand gave their all, but they just could not cope with the all-round skills, the fitness levels, and the ability of this Fijian side to raise their game to the occasion again. On comes Tomasi Thama to celebrate with his colleagues, who have given us, in the most impossible of conditions, yet another display that will long be remembered. In conditions the like of which I've never seen rugby played before. Fiji, yet again, triumph. And Vesi Rauluni being shouldered up the steps to receive the cup once more. Fiji triumphant and applauded to the echo. Vesey here for the third time in a row, returning with the cup for the third time in a row. What a record. The 27-year-old captain of Fiji, and he'll receive the cup from Willie Purvis, chairman of the Hong Kong Bank, one of the co-sponsors, alongside him David Gledhill of Swire Group and Cathay Pacific. There's the cup for Vesey Rauluni as they maintained their grasp on that prized piece of silverware for the third time in a row, for the seventh time in all. Fiji undisputed sevens champions of the world. And so after 2 days of unrelenting excitement, 45 games of seven-a-side rugby, it's Fiji that once again rule the sevens world. Winners for the seventh time and for the third time in a row of the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Bank International Sevens.
From the Crucible
Brother Sean is at fullback for Saracens. Bath will recall his part in Saracens' victory 2 years ago. Saracens also looking to their back row, which has emerged as one of the most formidable units in the First Division. Chris Tarbuck, Barry Crawley and Justin Cassell. Commentator is Nigel Starmer-Smith.
Referee George Seddon from Manchester, deputy headmaster of Lawton High School, sets in this motion this game. Jonathan Webb, and Bath with the challenge, a win, and they retain their league title. Webb again from Hill, putting early pressure on Saracens. Back goes Robinson, and the bounce runs over the dead ball line. Sean Robinson, brother of Andy, the Bath skipper. Rudling, Saracens fly half. Knocked back by Ben Clark. Richard Hill. Robinson across, awkward bounce, chasing back his Reed. Pressure on him behind his own line. And Bath starting with plenty of vim and vigour. 5-metre scrum. Platform for this determined Bath side. The finale to their season. Cup final next week. Still in their possession, still with Clark. Right to the Saracens line. It must surely be the first score. Hill, no, he didn't get it over. And they're back with no try given. Knock on. Here's Hill with the chance, and you can see he loses possession. It's knocked out of his hands. Straight to John Webb. Trying to pin it back deep in the Saracens 22, and Robinson and Gregory almost in collision. Hurried away. Difficult breeze to contend with, basically in the face of Saracens in this first half. First line out, Haag and Redman. Haag at the front, held by Bottoman. Penalty against Saracens for impeding in the line out. Stuart Barnes, very much the mastermind of Bath's success in recent years. looking for penalty goal number 36 for the season. No mistake with that one. 5 minutes played, 3-0 to the home team in front of a packed house. Hill outside the Sarries 22. Barnes. Fair tackle. Robinson's there underneath it, but half of Bath are with him. And as they all pile in from all angles, it's a penalty to Bath in front of the posts. Saracens desperate in defence and just clambering in. Bath marching through. And you can see Robinson's on that side. That was a little reckless by Chilcott there. The original penalty. Barnes hammers it over the clubhouse. And Bath go 6 points clear in the sun. Good leap. Crawley. Trying to get some forward momentum, a bit lateral. Away by Davies, Rudling. Halfway line. Hangs in the wind. Webb's up there on the 22. Saracens in force. Needing quick ball. Scrum half a bit slow to get in position for the pass out. He's there now. Rudling. Buckton. He's slipped the tackle. Buckton could have the pace to get in for it. Just tackle by Barnes. Desperate last effort, otherwise Buckton was in. Robinson, the drive on by Andrews. Quarter of an hour played. Can Saracens come back here? Chance on again with Dooley. Held 8 metres out. Davies. Drop goal, Rudling. He's missed it. Would you believe it? 2 perfect chances. I thought Buckton was home. Just needed that extra edge of acceleration. Despairing effort from Barnes, but the tackle worked. And then set up for the easy drop goal, and Rudling hurried it. Barnes. Full position, as it does so well. Beautiful. Time-honoured fashion. So within those 10 metres of the Saracens line. Watching in for Saracens. Overhead of Damoni, deflected to Hill. Chance on here. Barnes trying to ship it on. Holds as he saw the path blocked. In front of the posts. Still about 12 metres out. 2 number 4s. Just a little Mark Langley after Martin Haag there. Former Penarth, Bridgend, Swansea player who joined Saracens this season. Certainly not intimidated. But it's a Bath put in. 10 metres out. Back row, Clark to Hill. Hill going all the way. Will he make it? Just short. Momentum didn't take him over at the